How did you both handle the move from New York to Los Angeles? What was the process like, and do you still keep in contact with New York friends, Ernestine?
Well, handling the move was not easy. That was number one.
It was awful.
Number two, most of my friends are in New York. And so it's a different world in Los Angeles than New York City. And it's just a different energy, and it's a different, everything is different. People don't know time out here. They show up late for everything.
True.
In New York City, you're as punctual as,
you are.
No one,
That's true.
no one
That's
shows
a good
up
point.
late. It's here. You show up a half an hour, and people don't even expect you to show up for an appointment. They go, "Oh, you're here? Well, I'm late a half an hour." That's okay.
And I will give you this. You've said this from the start. Yeah. New Yorkers have more character than Angelians.
They're very real. Yeah. New Yorkers are very real.
Real. And more trustable, would you say?
And they go out of their way for people. Where people normally they have this I don't know, preconceived notion that New Yorkers are tough and hard. They are, but they'll also go to the mat for somebody they don't know. It's just part of the culture. You just see somebody walking down the street, and if they need help, you go over and help them. Here, nobody would help you. It's not that easy. In LA, it's not the same feeling.
So, and here, if somebody says, we have a deal, you better get it in writing.
You better not even, I would dismiss that immediately. In New York, somebody says you have a deal, you have a deal. Okay. So it's a different world. And the pizza, you cannot get pizza out here. You cannot get a bagel out here.
We order our bagels from New York. We do.
Yeah. Good Chinese food doesn't exist out here.
Although we do love Mulberry's Pizza out here. And that's the closest to New York.
It's the closest, but it's not. The water is just
there.
No good.
The water is different.
The water in LA
There's something in
is
the water
out
here, right?
That's what,
But you love movies, you love Hollywood. And
I love old Hollywood.
Okay,
that's the problem.
You have enjoyed that part of being in LA.
Yeah, I like that part.
And you've gone to museums, and you've gone to documentaries.
But it's still not New York.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but Broadway is Broadway. Off-Broadway is not the Omniscient Theater. Or, there's theaters, the Sabin Theater.
Okay, now for my confession.
I'm a true New Yorker. What can I say?
My public admission. My challenge to my wife, sitting next to me, is that 8 years ago we pulled up stakes. She's a native New York. I had worked out here right out of college and said, if I ever get a chance, I'm going back. And she finally said, okay, I'll bite my lip almost till it bleeds, and I'll go.
Yes.
Right? And we did get married just because it was time for us to get married to come out here.
2 days before we
did.
got on a plane, we went down to town hall and we got married.
We knew a judge, a good friend of ours named George Silver. And we went in his chambers, just the two of us.
Yeah.
And we used his bailiff and the court reporter as witnesses, and he prepared a little speech for it.
It was just like Night Court, an episode of Night Court.
And we hammered it home, and it took 5 minutes, and we said,
and then I think he went back home and watched basketball.
LeBron.
Something like that.
What time? No, it was
August. It was
July
28th,
right?
Yeah.
I've got to remember that because I forget that every year.
July 28th.
Yikes. Okay, so I went home and watched some preseason football or something.
Or ladies softball from Oklahoma City.
No, that would be a little earlier, but that's okay. I do love that.
I get it. I know.
It's the best game out there. I'm riveted by it. Okay, and I've gotten you to watch it for like 4 minutes at a time.
Maybe 2 minutes.
Maybe 2 minutes at a time. But we did get married. We did come out here, and then it started. How could you do this to me? You made me leave New York, and now the traffic is terrible. These people don't know how to drive.
I never really said, how could you do this to me?
Have you ever ridden in a cab in New York City?
No, cab drivers know how to drive. No,
do they?
New York cab drivers. I'm an excellent driver. I can drive in the middle of Times Square at rush hour. I'm an excellent driver.
I give you that.
Out here, I drive, and people do not know how to drive.
Okay.
You're driving down a main highway, and they decide to just turn around in the middle of the street as though they decided, I forgot I'm going the other way. So you're driving behind somebody, they just make a U-ey in the middle of a 4-lane highway. That would never happen in New York.
Okay, but now it's become almost like your currency with me that you can shame me and guilt me over, you brought me out here to do this.
I have never said you brought me. That is a total
I
he
dragged
conjures
her
this up in his
all
head.
the way.
Listen,
3,000 miles
I
across
came
country.
out here knowing the situation, but I never ever said you brought me out here. I say to you, I came out here because of you. That's you're wording it
No, I'm wording
wrong.
it exactly correctly.
No, you came out here because I
and
always
now
say
you hold it over my head on a consistent basis. Well, I pulled up stakes and I came out
That
here.
is
Now
true.
you've got to do this for
well,
me.
that is, well, it's
Okay?
not a blackmailing situation.
I think it is.
Oh,
and I think I'll never hear the end of it. Although this is the woman who walks. We live close to a mall here.
Yeah.
She's the mayor of the mall, and
Oh,
she'll
I
take a
walk
walk in
there
the
every
afternoon,
day.
and she walks up and
everybody
walks
knows
around,
me. Yeah.
and she'll come back in on a daily basis and say, you know, the weather's really great today.
I'm not.
And
That
I'm
is
like,
the
duh.
truth. That is the truth.
Another day in paradise. Okay.
That is the only
You gotta
thing
give it that.
LA has going for it.
And what do I always say back
weather.
to you? It's why all these houses cost so much money
know.
because of that weather.
But there's the energy. There is no energy. Like when you get off the plane at JFK or Newark or LaGuardia,
I give you that.
you walk out, even in the airport, there's an energy. You walk up, you get the car to go wherever, and then you hit Manhattan. There's an energy that you do not feel anywhere else in this world.
It's
as
snowing
simple as
in
that.
New York as we
I know,
speak.
and it's 17 degrees, but there's still an energy, and it's Christmas time, and there's a magical feeling to New York City, especially around the holidays, that you don't find anywhere else.
I give you that. I don't want to live there again.
No,
I'm
you
sorry.
don't have to.
And if you want to go back,
Well, if I
will
win the
bless
lottery,
you.
I will get an apartment
Okay,
there. I
all right.
really will.
Okay.
Or I will go live at my favorite hotel, the Carlisle Hotel.
Maybe
That
if
is
you
my
stop
favorite.
getting your hair done
Oh yeah,
twice a week,
yeah,
you could get an
$80 and
apartment
then
in New York.
$80 for my blowout and $20 for
All
my
right.
touch up. That's going to get me my
This
Carlisle.
is hell.